Good afternoon, Bookfighters. It's Tuesday. A little mention about my background because I have a feeling people are going to start asking. I don't really like the lighting in my house. If you've heard me complain about the lighting in my house, you know how much I don't like the lighting in my house. And so, last video I took you on this adventure outside, and I found this nice bush. It's not the same bush that I filmed in front of last time, but it's a better bush. Found a better bush. Since the weather started to cool down here in the desert, I decided that I like the natural lighting outside a lot better than the crappy lighting in my house. So we're going to start filming outside in front of this bush. Do you like the bush? I hope you do, because the bush needs a name. So leave your name suggestions for the bush down in the comments. Yeah. Okay, so back to business. The book that I read last week was it's magic. I read The Long Way Home, which is the second in the Homelander series. The first book in the series was the first book that I read for this project, which was The Last Thing I Remember. They're both by Andrew Clavin, obviously. It's the same series. This one, I liked this one a lot more than I liked the first one. I'm going to say that. I have a really hard time getting into this series. The first one was a little bit easier to get into because the action was so fast-paced that I didn't really have time to think about how much I liked or disliked the characters. Really? Oh my god. Okay. Never mind. Find a different bush, or a wall, or something. I just can't win. I can't win. Something always happens. Anyway, the adventures of filming outside. Anyway, so yeah, I didn't really have a chance to think about how much I liked or disliked the characters while I was reading it because the action was so intense and the storyline moved really fast, and so by the time I was finished I almost had whiplash because it was like all this stuff had just happened and it was ridiculous. But this one went by a lot slower in the beginning, and I had more time to think about how much I liked or disliked the main character, Charlie. And the friend of mine that suggested this series, word lapse, the friend of mine that suggested this series, we have this running joke because the only two things that we really know about the main character and the main parts of his character are that he really, really loves God and he really loves America. And I mean, not that those are bad things, but they're really all he has. And he does karate. That's pretty much his character. And I mean, he's an interesting character, but I feel like, I don't know, he has this awkward tension with him and his history teacher, and I find it really amusing because his history teacher reminds me a lot of my government teacher, Mr. Zambon. Mr. Zambon, if you're watching this, this is going to get really awkward. Please don't watch this. Anyway, too late now. Because I didn't really like the characters in the beginning and they were really starting to bore me, I started pretending that the characters were people that I knew, because I know people like this, and they're not really my favorite people, but I do know people like this. And so the teacher, his history teacher, became my government teacher, and Charlie became my friend Taylor, and Charlie's friends became me and my friends, because and it got me through the book. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was fun for me. Yeah. That's really all I have to say about these. I mean, I'm going to keep reading them because they always end in a cliffhanger, but, and I would recommend them. I mean, they're good. They're not really my thing, but I'm enjoying them, so I guess they're opening up my mind, and my choices in books are becoming more varied, which is good, right? Sure, yeah, of course. In addition to The Long Way Home, I also read kind of off the books, whatever, as not really part of the project because I didn't say I was going to read them, because I didn't know I was going to read them, but I actually did read the first of the Hunger Games. So yeah, I don't want to talk about, and I've started Catching Fire, but I don't want to talk about them separately. So when I finish all three, I will let you know, and I will make a video about those. But yeah. So I'm going to read something else this week in addition to finishing up the Hunger Games, because those aren't going to last me the whole week. I need something else. So I'm going to read, and I'm super excited, I'm going to read Bran Hambrick and the Farfield Curse. Of course now it stops. Whatever. Bran Hambrick and the Farfield Curse by Caleb Nation. If the name Caleb Nation sounds familiar, that's because he's a super awesome video blogger like us, only better. And I'm going to leave a link to his YouTube and stuff in the doobly-doo. And I'm also going to leave a link to the special link, the pre-order link for the second book, the Bran Hambrick and the Spectre Key. I'm going to leave a link down there in the doobly-doo as well for that, because we're trying to get Bran Hambrick the Spectre Key to be on the New York Times bestseller list, and he really needs our help. So if you're watching this video, and if you're going to watch my video next week where I review this one, please go check him out, because he's super awesome, and he's fantastic, and all kinds of other words that are synonyms for awesome and fantastic, and he's all of those things. So I'm going to leave all those links down there, and please help him out. And yeah, so questions. I think Sarah's question was, do we think we learn more from people that we agree with or disagree with when we talk to them, or something along those lines? And I remember Katie saying that both of them had their faults and their pros and their cons, because people that you agree with, you agree with them, but if they're smarter than you, then you can learn things from them. And people that you disagree with, you can learn things from them because you're defending your own point, but then it also sometimes will turn into a nasty argument, and we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with her, because I very much do agree with that. I understand the merits of both, but I like talking to people that I agree with more. I don't know. I'm not a very confrontational person. I don't like to argue with people. So, yeah. And I think at the end of Katie's video, in the text after her, was it your camera that died? I don't remember exactly, but I think it was Princess Bride great movie or greatest movie. I'm definitely going to have to go with great movie, because I do love The Princess Bride, but my favorite movie of all time will always be Interview with the Vampire. So, still a awesome movie. And yeah. Oh, I've read the first one, and so I'm going to go ahead and answer Julia's question now, or should I wait? I'm going to give a preliminary, because I've just finished the first one, and I'm not really even halfway through the second one yet. But I'm going to say that just for right now, I would probably die. No, not even probably, definitely. I would definitely die right away. I'm not an optimist. If I got called, nah. Yeah, that wouldn't happen. I might actually kill myself before they ever ship me off. I'd be like, bang, dead, done, not going, because I think I'd rather off myself than die of exposure in the wilderness, or get eaten by giant mutated beasts. So yeah, the odds would definitely not be in my favor. That's a preliminary. I don't think it's going to change much after I finish Mockingjay, but yeah, I'll answer that one more in depth in my video when I review all three of them. So yeah, I hope you liked my video outside. I'm sorry that the air conditioner interrupted us at my bush. That bush still needs a name, because hopefully the air conditioner won't interrupt us all the time. So remember to leave the names suggestions in the comments for my bush. Not my butt. Ew. Not creepy. Like, why does that always happen? I say things and then it becomes creepy in my head. Anyway, whatever. I'll talk to you guys next Tuesday. Fare thee well, Bookfighters.